First of all, congratulations. First home win. A lot of celebrating back there. What does this just mean for you and the guys?
Yeah, I think it's, like get rewarded and get some good energy to go back and work again, because the games keep coming, and the NBA doesn't matter if you really like win or lose, because then you got to move on to the next one sometimes, right? And or sometimes we get caught into that thinking, right? Like move on to the next one, but in our situation with like the work, the development, and then games like this, it gives you an extra energy to move on and keep working. And I'm really happy for the guys because you see the growth, the composure. Everybody contributed to the win. Like all 10 guys that played good minutes. They were connected. They competed. They were selfless, and especially the second half with held the team to 35%, 44 points. That helped our fast breaks. I remember scoring 22 points in fast break points. So good to see the overall effort. Obviously, we have to be happy and see, like I said, the growth. But now we got to move on to the next one and bring that energy and clean up some things.
What were some of the keys defensively? 27 points off turnovers for you guys tonight is a season high. So what did you see from the guys? It seemed like they were connected throughout the game.
Yeah, I thought our ball pressure was much better. And I thought that Zaire and Drake were outstanding with our ball pressure. And I think that once we picked it up, because the first half we were not that good, didn't start the game the right way. They were loose with their drives, their pick and rolls. What they do best, they set up a lot of small pick and rolls, and then drives. They have really good drivers. But then in that second half, I think that, like you said, the point of the attack, the ball was handled way better. And I think those two guys did a great job. And then everybody else behind, it was not just one guy guarding the ball. It was 5 men on a string. The communication was there. The multiple effort was there. So at the end of the day, those are the minutes and possessions that we want to see.
MPJ, obviously coming back from the injury and huge game in this one, is really doing it all offensively. Just what does he bring to the offense, and how does he, open things up for everybody else when he's, firing on all cylinders the way that he was?
Yeah, he started a little slow, especially on the defensive end. But you guys know Mike is a threat offensively the whole time. And it's not just his three-point shooting, but also his cutting. And he's doing a good job finishing his cuts and not over-dribbling. And you can see the assist to turnover, 4-2, which is great. And he makes some tough shots, but at the end of the day, too, that's what he does. Like I said, our spacing was better, and that credit to him. And I like when he starts talking to his teammates and tells them what to run. And he's been in these situations before, and I think that we benefit from it. So we need his, like him being engaged and communicating at all times. It brings everybody together. That connectivity cannot just be on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end.
How much of a challenge was slowing down Knipple as a screener, and then what did you do well, when he would slip or pop in the second half to kind of slow that action down?
Yeah, I'm not going to explain the whole coverage, but, the guys did a good job. We struggled in the first half, gave up 3 threes. I think that we were able to create a turnover in that first half with the small pick and roll they were running, and then in the second half through watching film and doing things a little bit different, like the guys got it right. And the reality is we didn't really change. We just did it right, what we're supposed to do. So we created deflections. We communicated early. We were a step ahead of the play. And that was good to see, because a lot of times you think you got to change things. And sometimes coaches will say, well, before we change something, why don't we do it right? Or why don't we do it how we, first talked about? So it was good. The guys were engaged. You could see, especially in that second quarter and the second half. And it's really good to see.
There in the fourth quarter, you go with a pretty big lineup with Danny joining the starters there. What did you like about that group and what they were able to do?
I give Danny a lot of credit because, you're sitting in the third quarter, played 0 minutes in the third, and then he played 12 straight in the fourth. And he helped us with his ball handling and, finishing, all that, made a big three. But it's huge, like you have somebody right there that hasn't played the whole third, and then he's playing the fourth, we're playing well, and then we're rolling with him. And it was big. I think I give him a lot of credit. I think all 10 points for him were scored in the fourth. So big time effort and focus by Danny.
What did you think of Drake's efforts tonight? Like, he had a few 3-pointers and then obviously had a couple steals and assists for you guys.
Yeah, his line, the 4 assists to 1 turnover, it's huge. But like I said, to me, it was his, he embraces being a high-level defender, and I think today he did it, how he picks up full court, he can stay in front of the ball. I think he got deflections, and obviously we want him to be aggressive. We want him to shoot the ball, and he did today. He shot 5 threes. We felt like in the last couple of games, he's been passing a lot of them, and today he was quicker to let it fly, and guess what? It went in, and he shot 5, and if he shoots more, I would not be mad at him.
Coach, I got to get your thoughts on Danny's dunk late in the game. Did you think he had that in him?
Yeah, I think so because I see him in practice. But I'm very happy for him, very happy for Noah. Those are big-time energy plays, and that's for all his teammates, for the crowd, because I thought the crowd was outstanding. It's really good to be able to give a win here to our fans because they support us at all times. And see the growth of these young guys. You see Noah just turned 21 and Danny at 21 making big plays like this. And at the end of the day, that this is all positive energy that carries through throughout the whole building. And it's just really good to see.